Hello, my starlings. My goodness. This is an odd time for me to be streaming, but you know what? It's good to strike while the iron is hot, so to speak. Ignore the sounds of traffic because I am up at 9 a.m. That means the entire rest of the world is up too if it's over 8. But anyways, my starlings, I'm just going to be doing a little writer stream today. There we go. I'm going to try to write more often, my starlings, because I really want this book finished. It's supposed to be like one of 12. You know, it's going to be like different volumes. I'm just working a little light novel called Chibi Night. Let's see. Aha! There we go. And there she is. Isn't she adorable? Chibi's like a... See? She's right there. She's got pink hair, blue scarf, you know, sword. She's adorable. And we have the prince beside her, stoic as usual, you know, stoic as always. Not looking at the audience, you know, he's staring off into the distance, thinking of bigger things. But yes, that's what we are working on today, my starlings. Let me just put this over here. There we go, and let me get the music started. Lovely, lovely. Doing a bit of prep and setup right now. Alright, let me get rid of that, and let me get... There we go. Much better. Alright, where we left off, my starlings, was, let me see. That's right. The prince saying pink? Because he was like in such shock that he saw Chibi's hair like was pink when she like shot up from the bath, my starling. So we're going to be working on that, the prince's reaction. And I'm going to be putting 10 minutes on the clock. Let me just get this. Refresh. Wait. Refresh, por favor. Arigato. Alright, now I'm just going to focus in on my starlings. Feel free to do anything you want to do. I mean, this is a great time to program or paint or draw or anything, or just socialize or just hang out with me and enjoy the nice music. Alright. And don't mind me, you may hear some strange sounds. Or me, like, how do you say, voice acting the characters. Let's see. That's the thing about writing, my starlings. Sometimes you don't find the right words right away. You just gotta keep fiddling with it until you do. Huh. Shot up. Shooting up out of the water. Kind of wish I could plug a cord into my head and transfer all the images I'm seeing into words. You know, wake me up when we have that technology. Because I can see what's supposed to happen in my head. But getting it down on paper is always a little bit more difficult. Hmm. The poor prince. Oh my gosh. He literally has done everything right. But my god. Life has a way of, like, totally getting out of the skin of people who do everything right. The prince prided himself on being the good son, even if he received no benefits from it. He never drank himself into a stupor. He never purposely got caught in any situations that would give way to gossip and scandal. He never visited brothels or places of ill repute. Meticulously, yes. Keeping his... reputation clean. Oh, hi Flyboy Son, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing fabulously. We're just doing a little writing today. And I'm feeling so bad for one of my main characters right now. The prince doesn't deserve this, okay? He doesn't deserve half of the shite I put him through. It's just, you know, he's got to go through this. It's the only way he's going to learn. Let's see. He never visited brothels or places of ill repute, meticulously keeping his reputation. I don't want to say the word squeaky clean. His reputation. That's awesome. I got left unsupervised at the model shop. Unsupervised? Flyboy Son, they shouldn't leave you unsupervised. You're going to buy everything. And that's the same exact reason they don't leave me in an anime shop unattended. I will come home with all of the memorabilia, all of the t-shirts, all of the plushies, all of the keychains. I know, you know what? I know my weaknesses. And I've accepted them. Meticulously keeping his reputation sparkling clean. Not quite the word, but we'll leave that as a placeholder for now. He never visited brothels or places of ill repute. Keeping his reputation. There we go. Keeping his reputation meticulously. Okay, it was just out of order. Meticulously clean. It's out of order. The prince prided himself on being the good son, even if he received no benefits from it. He never drank himself into a stupor. You see, this should be over here. This doesn't belong here. Half the battle of writing is knowing where your sentences are supposed to be and where they're not supposed to be. It's a puzzle, my starlings. Fastidiously curated. When you say fastidiously curated, Flyboy Son, all I can think about is a really juicy, perfect meal that has a big piece of meat in the centerpiece. Like a feast, a medieval feast that has like a suckling pig, you know, an entire pig being roasted with an apple in its mouth, you know, and all of these luxurious puddings. Oh no, now I'm making myself hungry. Oh my gosh. Seriously, that's what those two words together, Flyboy Son, make me think of. Just a beautiful, fastidiously curated meal. But in my case, a fastidiously curated pork. That does sound good. Alright, let's see. The prince prided himself on being the good son, even if he received no benefits from it. He never drank himself into a stupor. He never visited brothels or places of ill repute. This belongs over there. Aha! Now we're getting places. He never got caught in any situations that would give way to gossip. Give way to gossip or scandal. That's unneeded. Gossip is scandal. He never got caught in any situations that would give way to gossip, keeping his reputation meticulously clean. But how then did he... I've been craving my grandmother's gumbo and her crawfish at tofu? Tofu? French eludes me. Et tofu for years now. I've never had gumbo or crawfish et tofu. Does sound good though. Just, you know, anything French sounds delicious to me. Their reputation for food has always preceded them. And of course, Creole traditions, since they lend themselves to French traditions, are probably equally as delicious. Keeping his reputation meticulously clean. But if he was such a master of... Master of something. How then did he... Did he ever land himself in such a something?
Skincare can start in the laundry room.
Something.
All Free Clear is the #1 brand of laundry detergent recommended by dermatologists for sensitive
You know, that's
skin.
half the battle
And
of
it's
writing,
free
my
of dyes and
starlings. You find
perfumes.
yourself running
For an
over the
effective
same
clean that's
sentences and
gentle on
paragraphs
skin,
over and over
wash
again
your
until you
laundry
have
with
what you
All Free
need.
Clear.
Because I know what it looks like in my head. I just gotta get it to words. The prince prided himself on being the good son, even if he received no benefits from it. He never drank himself into a stupor. He never visited brothels or places of ill repute. You know what? I don't need both of those. He never visited places of ill repute. He never got caught in any situation. He never got caught in any situation. Not quite like that either. trust me, I don't like the French or their horrid clown words, but the Cajuns have good food. You don't like the French, Flyboy-san? What don't you like about the French? They're very interesting. They have the Eiffel Tower. And they take like an hour for lunch. I can get behind that. I eat very slowly, my starlings. I'm a really slow eater. Everybody complains about it at my table. And they're like, come on, you've been working on that same plate for like an hour. And I'm like, I can't help it. If I eat too quickly, I'll make myself sick. I take little bites, apparently. Like, I take little steps. Let's see. He never got caught in any situation that would lend itself to gossip, keeping his meticulation. No, I like scandal. If we're going to say lend itself to scandal. Situation, scandal. It matches. He never got caught in any situation that would lend itself to scandal, keeping his reputation meticulously clean. Oh, delicious, that works. But if he was such a master of... Ah, Flyboy-san. Your word curation works here. Master of... something curation. I need another word for reputation. But if he was such a master of something curation... Alright, let's see. Let's see. Another word for reputation. Let's go to Google. Honor curation? No. Character curation. Perfect. I'm loving it. Character curation. But if he is such a master of character curation, how then did he ever land himself in such a mess? Because there's no complicated word that needs to be said, it's just a mess. My family is Cajun. They're driven from France by the French. Oh my gosh, really? And then from Quebec by the, let's see, Acadian French. And then Arcadian got, well, I can't say that word on YouTube, to Cajun. Image? Close. But we got character. That character curation, that actually goes together as alliteration. Alliterationally speaking. That's awful, Flyboy-san. My stars. What a mess. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Got driven, from France by, different variation of French. That's awful. That's like brother betraying brother or something. Let's see. I'm trying to think as far back as my family history that I can remember. I'm kind of a mixture of 7 different lineages. It's kind of strange. I mean, and these people were all enemies. They're all enemies, and they ended up getting together anyways. And I was the end result, generations down the road. And I come from a long lineage of tramps and thieves. And farmers. The farmers were the honorable ones in that bunch. My goodness. Talk about people that just couldn't keep out of trouble. Well, at least it beats the Irish side. They came to America in chains. Oh my gosh, that is so tragic. I think my Irish part, because I'm Scots-Irish as well amongst those 7 lineages, I believe my Irish counterparts came here during the time of the potato famine. Awful. Just awful. Their potatoes, it's not that they had bad crops, my starlings. The English sold the potatoes out from under them, which they needed to survive, and they started starving because of it. Awful. But another part of my lineage is also British. Go figure. I guess the hatchet was buried. Gets a bit tangled up. I also have some Viking and some Native American. So apparently the Vikings came here. Some of them took wives who were of Native American lineage in that particular area and stayed with the tribe, and that's how that's how I got here. Part of me got here. My. It's interesting though. Very, very interesting. And the Scottish side came fleeing political and religious persecution from the crown. Oh, I think that's how my Scottish side got here as well. Wonder if they came on the same boat. Wouldn't that be interesting? Let's see. But if he was such a master of character curation, how then did he ever land... That's too wordy. How then did he land himself in such a mess? That was the only thing on his that was the only thought on his racing mind. That was the only something consuming his racing thoughts as his maid's hands came down. I mean, hello, he knows that his new knight is like unclothed in that bath. It doesn't matter if there's bubbles, okay? This is still quite the huge scandal he's got on his hands just because he was in that room. He had her hands covering his eyes, my Starlings, but then she dropped her hands to go save Chibi because she was being drowned by one of the other maids, and they just couldn't get Kaida off of her because Kaida's actually got a lot of strength for a tiny little maid. Okay, when she's mad, do not tick off the dragon, okay? Her name's Kaida for a reason. It means dragon in Japanese. Alright? I am just hecking saying, don't mess with her. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, hold on a second. Let me see. Yep, Kaida, little dragon, is her meaning. And I'm just saying, if someone is named Little Dragon or any variation of dragon, don't mess with them, okay? Things become their names. You're just asking for trouble, and she ticked off the wrong person when she accidentally pulled Kaida into the bath with her, okay? This is not going to end well for anybody who ticks off a dragon. That was something consuming his racing thoughts. That was the only thing. That was the only thing consuming his racing thoughts as his maid's hands came down. But if he was such a master... Get off of my road, please, I'm trying to write. But if he was such a master of character curation, But if he was such a master of character curation, how did he land himself in such a mess? Such a something mess. Maybe it doesn't need an adjective. But if he was such a master of character curation, how did he ever? Yes. How did he ever land himself in such a mess? That was the only thing consuming his racing thoughts. Too wordy. That was the only thing consuming his thoughts. Too light. That was the only thing consuming his something thoughts. Too many consonants. Wait, too many syllables. That was the only thing consuming. Consuming. Yes, my Starlings, I treat my writing kind of like a haku. Like literally, I time beats and sentences because I think that it kind of makes it flow better. Mine were Jacobites after being betrayed by a clan steward and several other clans in I almost said the 2000s. Good lord, in the 1200s. That's not it either. The 1200s. Brain, would you please brain today? You haven't had enough caffeine. I'm technically of 3 Scottish clans. Clan Wallace by birth, Clan Bruce by marriage. Cool. Wow. And the MacLeod by name. Lewis is a family surname on the Scottish side. My original family name, like from the Scottish side, was the Gates. I hope we didn't go to a war against each other, my Starling. I come from the Gates clan. And that's actually really funny because the thing is that all of the women of the Gates family clan, we're kind of hourglassy, okay? But the thing is that the whole joke is all of the women have the Gates spread. Okay, I'm just saying we got them hips. Those hips that don't lie. They say, oh, you can always tell a Gates woman, like by those hips. I'm like, stop it. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I've got the Gates family spread. But then, the name was lost, like, after, like, this person married this person, and this person married this person. But the thing is, though, is that I don't like my current last name, my Starlings. I never did. I wish I had inherited the Gates family name. I think it would have suited me better. Let's see. But if he was such a master of character curation, how did he land himself in such a mess? That was the only thing consuming his thoughts as his maids... his and his. We cannot have his and his in the same sentence. Oh, by the way, my Starlings, we do have an ad. It's going to start in about a minute. I'll see you after the ad. Everybody who's not subbed, be right back. That was the only thing consuming his thoughts as the maid's hands came down. Yes. We can't have his and his. It doesn't work that way. That was the only thing consuming his thoughts as the maid's hands came down. You know what? As Coco's hands came down. That was the only thing consuming his thoughts as Coco's hands came down. I think that suits better. Because this is a scandal. Make no mistake, my Starlings. This is a scandal in the making. What the heck would they say about the prince? Oh, time to do another stint. Let's see, refresh. There we go, lock in. I mean, what the heck would they have to say about a prince who got caught in the same bathroom, the same restroom, like the same bathing area with his new knight? There'd be nothing but scandal, nothing but gossip. He is mortified. He didn't sign up for this, okay? He just went in there to straighten out the situation. He wasn't in there to see anything. The prince fancies himself a man of honor. He never would have gone in there. He's not a pervert. Okay? My God. This is not his lucky day. That was the only thing consuming his thoughts as Coco's hands came down. You see, that's just... the gravitas is gone. As her hands came down. That was the only thing consuming his thoughts as her hands came down. The only thing consuming his thoughts as her hands... No. It's gotta have a gravitas. The maids. That was the only thing consuming his thoughts as the maid's hands came down. It's the only thing that maintains, there has to be a distance between him and Coco as this happens. Her hands become an instrument. It's the only thing keeping him from scandal. And now they're gone. I went up with both a Germanic birth name and a Germanic adopted name. Trying to think of what my biological father's... I think his was probably a fully English name. Yeah, probably very British. Let's see. My stepfather's last name. Very Scottish. Let's see. Too bad I couldn't have gotten a Viking last name. That would have been cool. Let's see. Hands came down. Her lithe body shot out of the water. Her lithe body shot out of the water like a mermaid surfacing. Nah. Her lithe body shot out of the water. How would that even look? Like shooting out of the water. Okay, she's in the water. Like gasping for air. This is not an attractive moment, my starlings. Chippy almost drowned. Her live body shot out of the water. Oh, the water isn't clean, though, is it? The water is not clean at all. Shot out of the water. Slinging black. No. Her lithe body shot up. Flinging dark water. Her lithe body shot up, flinging dark water as she gasped for air. Her lithe body shot up, flinging dark water. Dark water. Inky water. Ichor water. Trying to get a good grip of how it would look, my starlings. That air is precious. She almost drowned. And her body was covered in dirt. Her hair was like black and inky and clumped. But just a reminder, that's not how her hair really looks. That's what's underneath. Oh, Flyboy-san, thank you for the wiggle. I really appreciate it. I need it. Wiggle, 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 bounce, bounce, bounce. Wiggle, 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 bounce, bounce, bounce. Wiggle, wiggle. Ah! Spine feels better already. Arigatou gozaimasu. Her lithe body shot up, flinging dark water. It's already given she's gasping for air. Her lithe body breached the surface. No, she's not a submarine, for heaven's sake, Yukano. That's just a bit much. She's not a whale either. Come on. Breach the surface. Quit purple prosing.
There's something big out there.
It's undignified when you do that. Her lithe body splashed.
These creatures,
Think of the
they're
sound.
real?
April 8th on Xbox Series X and S,
Oh.
Game Pass Ultimate and PC, and
Greetings, what you
Install
writing,
Game Pass
Yuka?
on computer now. Supply.
Hi,
Xbox.com/subscription
Zoro-san. I am writing
Rated
Chibi
M.
Night, which is a light novel that I'm working on. There's the cover. Ta-da! Isn't she cute? The girl with the pink hair is Chibi. And right now, she was just, how do you say, saved from drowning in a bathtub by a really ticked off little fireball named Kaida, one of the maids, who she accidentally pulled into the bath with her. Hashtag not Yuri moment. Hashtag rivalry maybe. Oh my gosh. So she was saved, the prince is in the same room, and now we have scandal. Yeah, so that's what's going on right now. Oh, wrong one. But thank you for joining us, Zoro-san. Yep, the writing streams are just a time to either hang out, listen to the nice music, or if you want to create yourself, that's also bleh. I bit my tongue. Did you hear that? That's also smiled upon. I almost said frowned upon. Good lord. Yeah, I just woke up. I'm a little off my schedule, my Starlings, so forgive me for being a little bit of a featherhead. Typically a night owl. So feel free to write, to create, to program, to practice your language studies, anything you want to do. Or just hang out with me. Let's see here. But expect it to be a bizarre stream because I'm trying to get this imagery right. I worked on the visuals, but that's not working, so we're going to concentrate on the sound. Change things up a little bit. I just discovered one of my favorite 4chan Warrior TTRPG series has come to an end. The All Guardsmen Party finale dropped. Really? Are you sad now that it's over? I usually get really sad when things are over. Her live body. Maybe that's not the right direction. Black water. Black water. Dark water, yes. Dark water. Yes, we'll start with that first. I know it's bizarre, my Starlings. This is just my working process. Gomenne. Dark water. Erupted. Dark water erupted. Nah, that's a bit much. How did I put it last time? Last chapter it was boiling the surface, her bubbles. Dark water exploded, erupted. Could say splashed, but it seems so mundane. Splashed. Splash just doesn't capture it, my Starlings. Dark water rushed. Dark water rushed. Broke. Dark water broke. Flowed. Dark water. We can't do splashed. What can we do? Shot. No, because she shot up. I gotta save that word for her. Flowed. Overflowed. Alright, that's it. We're using Google. I give up. Like, why am I doing these countdowns? I never, like, surged. Dark water surged. Fly, boy-san! You're a genius! Arigato! That's a great word for that. Dark water surged over the sides. Ah, beautiful poetry. Thank you, Fly Boy-san. Dark water surged over the sides as Chibi shot out of the water, gasping frantically for air. Ah! Mwah! Wunderbar! いいですね. Dark water surged over the sides as Chibi shot out of the water, gasping frantically for air. Yay! That's a beautiful sentence. Let's see. As the princes... Oh, Na-san, thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu. I really appreciate the sub. Thank you. Oh, 8 months. Wow. Na-san, arigatou gozaimasu. And you know what? You're generous, so I feel generous too. Ara ara. Thank you so much, my Starling. Arigato. Let's see, and as you can see, Na-san, we are just doing a little bit of a writer's stream. I'm working on chapter 9 of Chibi Night. Worth it? I'm so glad you think that it's worth it, my Starling. You flatter me. Oh, but let me show you what we are working on. Ta-da! That's what we're working on today, Chibi Night. And as you can see, that pink-haired little cutie is actually Chibi. And she sounds a lot like this. I imitate her as best as I can. That's the voice I hear in my head when I work on her. And the prince, well, I can't really do a guy's voice, but this is as close as I can get. You're such a fool. Literally, he's got that, let's see. Oh, tea time. Thank you so much, Flyboy-san arigato for tea time. We have a beautiful chai tea here today. Refreshing. Arigatou gozaimasu. But yeah, writing for a very scandalous moment right now. The prince will never... he can never beat the allegations, okay? Dark water surged over the sides as Chibi shot out of the water, gasping frantically for air. Oh, I get it. I got it. Every thought... No, every frantic... It's not a thought. What is it? Every frantic imagining. Machination. Wait, I already used the word frantic. Every panicked. Every panicked something. Oh, Na-san, you gave me tea time as well. Arigatou gozaimasu. Arigatou gozaimasu, and thank you for the headbands. Arigatou. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Every panicked something. Let's see. When someone's having panicked thoughts. Every... It's not an imagining, though. Machination. Every panicked something. That's it. Google time. That's what Google's for. It helps me look up other words, and then I think of the real word that I actually need at the time. Imaginings. I know imaginings is actually a very medieval way of saying this. Panicked fantasies? No, that's not quite it. I mean, imaginings would be correct, but I just think it's too antiquated for this. Try a different resource. Conceive. Vision. Vision. Envisioning. Not quite. Fantasy. Nope. Fancy. Thinking. No. There's just not a lot of English words for this, is there? Huh. Scenario. I just saw the word. You see, they didn't even give me that word, my Starlings. When I'm looking up other words, it comes to me. Alright. Panic scenario. Wreaking havoc. Okay. I think I've got it. Every panic scenario. Wreaking havoc. Havoc in the royal's mind. Came to a screeching halt. Every panic scenario wreaking havoc in the royal's mind came to a screeching halt. Maybe not wreaking havoc. Let me try reading both of these paragraphs together. Oh, you got my voice actor instincts tingling with trying to come up with a voice for the prince. Flyboy-san. Just know that the prince's voice, like, it should be very direct. Like, literally, he doesn't have any floweriness to his voice at all, even though, you know, some royals would. He's just like, he says things like, stop making hold on, let me think. Stop making a mockery of yourself. Right, he would look at someone, he would say, like, after they were knocked down, are you alright? And then it would say, yeah, I think I'm okay. And he'd be like, good. Get up. Don't show them that you're weak. That would be kind of like his voice. He's very matter of fact, almost militant. And he kicks every consonant in the butt. That's the way I put his words. Like, for example, there's a difference between a speaking style where you kick every consonant in its butt and a speaking style where it's like a lazy river accent. For example, my Starlings. When I start to talk in my country accent, it's very lazy river. There's no like in it. It's just soft and flowing like a babbling brook on a nice sunny day. It's not like that when you kick every consonant in its butt. It's very direct. It's like and a like literally it's first it comes out soft, but then it has a directness to it. It demands your attention, and that's the prince's accent, my Starlings. Very direct. When I'm angry, my voice gets more direct. But when I'm just speaking casually, my Starlings, it goes soft and pliable. Flexible even. And when I'm being coy, it gets playful and lilting. Let's see. Dark water surged over the sides as Chibi shot out of the water, gasping frantically for air. Every panic scenario racing through, yes. Racing, because we need this to flow. Every panic scenario racing through the royal's mind came to a screeching halt. Yes, because that's why it's screeching halting. It was racing. As a luxurious. Something. Nah-san. You need more country accent Yukano in your life, my Starling? Well, I think I could oblige. Oh, by the way, I never asked anybody how... Well, then again, I'm not sure how I feel about that. But how do you feel about it, my Starlings? Me adding a country accent like Redeem? I don't know. I just figure, you know, my country accent may annoy people if they hear it too much. Let's see. So a slightly less blunt door from Hunter, the parenting, or Rogel Dorn from TTS. Well, mayhaps. Oh, I'll send you some Doran Dorn's voice lines. They're pretty good. I just imagine his voice holding a similar cadence, but not as gruff. You had it last time, LOL. Well, nah, son, I gotta ask everybody else, too. You know how much I love you being here, nah, son. Your presence is like a breath of fresh air. However, I'm just saying you're not the only one in the room. Oh, I think that would be fun. Ah, Flyboy son, you like it too. Very nice. Yeah, I may add that. Let's see. Oh, and by the way, before anybody asks, both accents are my accents. I am someone with 2 accents. Raised in a very countrified area with a lot of country people. But as I got older, I realized I didn't want any more reasons for anybody to pick on me in school, because that was easy to find reasons why. I mean, I was a nerd and everything. In a very posh school, very posh rich kids. I didn't come from a rich family, and I didn't come from a posh family. Very humble living, my Starlings. I was a farm girl. So I created an accent. Crafted one myself. Watched a lot of movies with really highfalutin actresses, you know, and really posh scenario, so I'm just saying. This is the accent that I curated for myself, and both became my accents. First one is antiquated, my Starlings. Don't use it very much anymore. But this one, I use all of the time. Someone asked me about that one time, actually. It was in college. And I said, when you have a lazy river accent, that's all anyone hears. It sounds like music to the initiated ear. Like literally, if you're in an entire room full of people speaking like this, they don't hear an accent. But when you try to talk to normal folk, all they hear is an accent, and they just listen to it, close their eyes. They really like the sound of it. But if you actually want them to listen to the words that you are speaking, you speak to them like this, and they hear your words and not an accent. Both have their advantages. Let's see, where was I? Dark water surged over the sides as Chibi shot out of the water, gasping frantically for air. Every panic scenario racing through the royal's mind came to a screeching halt. Suddenly, yes. Every panic scenario racing through the royal's mind suddenly came to a screeching halt. We need that as a buffer word. Suddenly came to a screeching halt as a luxurious soap. Google will definitely be my friend for this. Soap. Synonym. Detergent. Cleaner. I need something more luxurious, please. An ancient word for soap. Ooh, sapul. Isn't that interesting? Castile. What? Unbelievable, that's actually the name of the king. Believe it or not, my Starlings, that's actually the name that the, the spirits gave to me. I said, what's the king's name? They said Castile. I thought it was like a variation of castle. No? Castile refers to a historical region and former kingdom in central Spain, divided into Old Castile in the north and New Castile in the south. It's also the origin of the popular Castile soap, a mild plant-based soap. Okay, but it was a region. Fascinating, really. Oh. Oi, Yuka, how come whenever I search for beauty in the Twitch search bar, your stream comes up as the first thing to pop up? Oh my goodness. You flatter me, my Starling. Oh my gosh, really? Arigatou gozaimasu for saying that. You're very flattering. Thank you. Oh, that's my home. Viva Castilia. Really? What a coincidence! Oh my gosh! But anyways though, Gillan-san. Wait, Dylan-san. There we go. I read that backwards. Why did I do that? Dylan-san? Wait, Dylan or Dillion? You'll have to tell me, my Starling. I've heard it pronunciated 2 different ways. But thank you so much for coming to my stream. Arigatou gozaimasu. We're just doing some light writing here. We are trying to write for... Let me find it. Aha! Chippy Night, my light novel. We're writing right now of about a moment of someone almost drowning, and now the prince has landed himself in a heap of trouble. Scandal, to be precise. You're not supposed to be scandalous when you're a prince, okay? Another name for soap. There's got to be another one. Solvent, cleaner, disinfectant, scrub, purifier. Purifies. As a luxurious purifier. Cleanser. Yeah, there's not enough English words for it. Lather. Luxurious lather. Huh. Give me a more distinct definition of that, please. I don't want a product. I'm not going to buy that. Lather refers to a frothy, bubbly mass produced when soap or detergent is mixed into water and agitated. Luxurious foam. Luxurious bubbles. Luxurious rub. Luxurious lather. Let's go back to the first one. Cleanser. You know what? Lather. Lather's soapy though, but they didn't even get a chance to hardly lather her up before this started happening. Do I need to be precise? I don't think I need to. Oh, in Spanish it's jabon? Jabon. I would put that because it sounds so cool, but I just don't think that my Starlings, if people who read this, would understand. But then again, I did mention soap earlier. Like in a potion kind of context. Sodium saturate. We're not doing scientific terms for this. Soap. Lather. Suds. Luxurious suds. But then again, those 2 things contrast. Suds are so domestic. Luxurious, like literally the 2 words clash. Do I want them to clash? Do I need them to clash? Should they clash? As a luxurious suds. No. You know, I'm sticking with the word lather. I just like it so much for this. As a luxurious lather did its job. Dark water surged over the sides as Chibi shot out of the water, gasping frantically for air. Every panic scenario racing through the royal's mind suddenly came to a screeching halt. As a luxurious lather did its job. No. As a luxurious lather melted away. Inky suds. Ah, there we go. If a lather is luxurious, my Starlings, and it melts away, that's perfect. Because suds is so domestic, it's so peasantry sounding, and ink denotes dirt and filth, which is what the first sentence in this paragraph was alluding to. So luxurious lather carries away. That's right, okay. As a luxurious lather melted away, inky suds dripped off? I like that though, but we're gonna have to find a way to negotiate that. As a luxurious lather melted away, inky suds were carried.
Where's your playlist taking you? Down the highway? To the mountains? Or just into daydream mode while you're stuck in traffic?
Float just sounds too domestic for what's happening here.
Best Western is there to help you make the most of your getaway.
But you know what does float? Pink locks.
Because the only thing better than a great playlist
Pink float
is a great trip.
Pink locks float. Yeah, we gotta keep that.
Best Western.
So I don't forget.
Book direct and save.
Put that down here so I can remember it later. You can always create a neologism and include it in a meaning in a footnote. I could do that. I certainly could. Oh, I started listening to Door from Hunter, The Parenting. I highly recommend the series, even if World of Darkness isn't your thing. You know, I did watch the first video you sent me, Flyboy-san. Is it a series? I thought it was an isolated video. And his voice is weirdly soothing, even as he's threatening a blank body. You know what, Flyboy-san? Some of the most menacing voices of villains in particular are very soothing to listen to. Has anyone just closed their eyes and listened to Albert Wesker? Like, when he just postulates, it's just beautiful. I'm like, Wesker, you're no good. You're no good for me. You're no good for anyone you come across. But you know what? I'd listen to your whole voice as an audiobook. I'd listen to the entire thing if you did an audiobook, Albert Wesker. And just saying, his voice is smooth. Goes down smooth, my starlings. Every panic scenario racing through the royal's mind suddenly came to a screeching halt. Wait a second. Maybe that shouldn't have a period there. Interesting. Every panic scenario racing through the royal's mind came to a screeching halt as a luxurious lather. Something. Wouldn't say melted away. Maybe. No. It's got to come to a screeching halt. That period has to be there to make it come to a screeching halt. A period is a wall, my starlings. Every panic scenario racing through the royal's mind came to a screeching halt. Slam. It came to a screeching halt. That's what that period is for. As a luxurious lather melted away. No. As a luxurious lather. Something. Work. Inky suds melted away, revealing. Feeling something. Oh, perchance. Oh, perchance what, Dylan-san? Dylan-san? Hunter the Parenting is indeed a web series complete with audio logs, one of the creators making a video essay and even running a RPG campaign set in the world of darkness. Really? Well, this is all news to me. I thought that one video was isolated. And then I had so many questions. I'm like, wait a second. Who is this guy? Has he done this before? Is this just his normal job? It's very interesting. As a luxurious lather did its work, inky suds melted away, revealing... cascades. We'll look at her portrait. Glistening. Cascades of pink. Of primrose pink? Wait a second, I already have someone with that last name. Can't use that, considering, well, waterfall. Ooh, waterfall. As a luxurious lather did its work, inky suds melted away, revealing a waterfall of pink. No, that's not quite it. Looking at her hair. If you carded her hands through it, what would it feel like? It wouldn't be exactly silky. She's got a rough and tumble personality. It's not exactly silky. You see how it's got rebellious sprigs that just gotta stand up on its own? It's not exactly silky at all. Geyser. Geysers go up, though. Her hair goes down. Her hair looked all completely black. It looked inky. He thought her hair was black. Everybody did. It had years of caked on dirt. A flow. Would it kind of feel frizzy? Oh, hello, Magical Paw-san. I would say rebellious. Her hair is just rebellious. Let's see. A spring. Springs go up as well. I should know. I come from Florida. Some of the most beautiful spots that you can ever see. I'm going to share this secret with you, my starlings. It's a tiny little known area called Silver Glen. If you want to see natural springs, some of the most beautiful, I think, in the world, go there. You can go down this nature trail, and there's all of these springs. Now, then again, their walkway is out of service as of this moment. The wood rotted away. It hasn't been repaired yet. But once it has been, book a vacation and go to Silver Glen. Beautiful springs. They're bubbling. The river's really shallow as well. It's just beautiful. Nasan! Thank you for redeeming the blue shades. Let me get on that. Let me... Aha. Aha. There we go. Arigato for redeeming the shades, my starling. Oh, let me get that just a little straighter. Perfect. I don't know, whenever I had these shades on, all I can think of is that one song. I wear my sunglasses at night so I can. Oh, I'm gonna get copyrighted. Wait. Cataract. Oh god, a bot. Oh, the horror, not the bots. Nah, I just ignore them. We don't do that around here, matching flop son. I earn my viewership. Every single one of my starlings are here because they want to be here, not because I paid them. Word suggestion, cascaded. The audio logs and the video essay by Speaker D, Big D, and one of the lead writers are where most of the World of Darkness lore is revealed. So desu ka? Cascaded. As a luxurious lather did its work. I'm not sure I even like that. Wait. As a luxurious lather worked its magic. Inky suds melted away, revealing cascades. That is a good word, not cascaded. Cascades of something. Cascades. I was totally forced to be here. No-san! No-san, how dare you! Oh, you can't say that, no-san. You can't say that, no-san. You make me feel sad. Nah. I know that you love being here. I mean, you just hashtag subscribe like 10 minutes ago. There's got to be something that makes you like being here, no, son. I was forced with the ara allure. Yes, I cast my line and I reeled you in with that double A. Yeah, the cascades, I love that. As a luxurious lather worked its magic, inky suds melted away to reveal, revealing, no revealing, too much. To reveal cascades of something. Can't just say pink, this is too grand a moment. It needs another word for pink. Fair enough, Google. Another word for pink. I have to have the right word because it's a very specific kind of pink, as you can see. I was supposed to put that back down. It's a very specific kind of pink. Blush. Coral. Fuchsia. Rose. It's not rose. Wait a second. Okay, I do say that... Okay, a lot of the girls in my universe, my starlings, are named after flowers. Magnolia Primrose is one of the characters. Let's see. I mean, there's so many characters whose name has like flower imagery in it. But Chibi is lacking any flower association. But you know what's a flower that I associate with her? My favorite flower. Carnations. Carnation pink. I know a lot of people say that carnations are an imitation rose, but I really think that's insulting to the carnation, my starlings. Carnation pink. Yep, carnation. Everybody insults carnations. It just makes me so sad. Because carnations are hardy flowers. I mean, for example, if you put a carnation, a pink carnation and a pink rose in the same flower pot together, the same vase, my starlings, you come back a week later, the flowers are dead. They've dried up. They have no life left in them, but the carnation is still holding strong. I love carnations. Rosé. You know, I like to drink rosé wine. It's very tasty. Really? I didn't know that! That is so cool! I'm so glad that the carnation, like, that there's actually a country that loves the carnation as much as I love the carnation. You know, I might have to visit Spain someday. I love that, though. Let me show you a picture, for example, my starlings. Let's see. And they have a very specific shape to them. Look how beautiful their pink is. Look how pretty. This is actually the color of Chibi's hair, too. Look, let me give you a side-by-side. Look, her hair is pink carnation. That's actually the color that I told the artist to make it, too. They said they didn't understand. So I showed them dozens of pictures of pink carnations. And that's why she has, like parts of her hair, like, are darker, some are lighter. I'm just saying, my starlings, I love pink carnations. They're known as clavel here. Another underrated flower is a forget-me-not. I love forget-me-nots. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. Okay, let's see. Forget-me-not. They're such a poetic flower. Look at them. They're so beautiful and cheerful, even though they have such a sad meaning. Yep, they're also used as said as a popular bridal flower for their symbolism. I love forget-me-nots. Beautiful. You have such great taste in flowers, my starling. Let's see. Let me try the sentence though again. As a luxurious lather worked its magic, inky suds melted away to reveal cascades of carnation pink. Beautiful. Mwah. You know, I don't like as, though. The luxurious lather worked its magic. But then again, does it really match the mood of what came before? Every sentence is not an isolated incident, my starlings. Everyone has to match the one right before it in a paragraph. Dark water surged over the sides as Chibi shot out of the water, gasping frantically for air. Every panic scenario racing through the prince's mind. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to say the royal's mind. The prince's mind suddenly came to a screeching halt. I want him to feel present in this. If I just made it the royal's mind, it just kind of kicks him out of his own event. The luxurious lather worked its magic. Melting away. Melting away. Inky suds. The inky suds. The luxurious lather worked its magic, melting away the inky suds to reveal cascades of carnation pink. Beautiful. Wunderbar. Fantastic. Oh, the Yukano feathered flower is also overlooked. Hey! The Yukano feathered flower. You know what? I can be a feathered flower. Yeah, I would like to spin my own wheel, though, come to think of it. Let me just get my wheel. And it is time to spin the wheel of Yukano, because no one's spun it yet. Wheel of Yukano. Now, for all of my new starlings, I can actually spin the wheel, or you can actually redeem and spin the wheel. The whole point is I have many outfits. I'm going for 100 outfits, my starlings. And now it is time to spin the wheel of Yukano. Let's see. Lost my own thing. Where did my thing go? Oh, Eldritch Yukano! Alright, let's put it on. Now my Eldritch look was actually designed for a short that came up. Where did you go? There you are. I made this for a short. Using the music Pom Pom. Let's see. It's a really old song. Music video, I think 10 years ago. But yes, I'm supposed to look like a monster girl. Boop, right there. Reset position, just make sure that I'm upright. And let me shrink myself. Ah, here we go. And yeah, the video was, let's see. Pom pom way way way, pom pom way pom way pom 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 way way way, pom pom way pom pom. Yeah, went like that. I can't sing the rest of Japanese though because I don't know it well enough, but I'm just saying, my Starlings, I was really attached to that music video when I was really small. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make a music video of it. And I did. You can actually see it on my YouTube. Let me just let me just put my YouTube here. So if you want to check out my YouTube, my Starlings, my short is on there. Ah, link not working. What? Cloudbot, are you drunk again? Let me fix that, my Starlings. Cloudbot, you're not online. How dare you betray me? There will be consequences for your actions, Cloudbot son. I'll speak to you privately later. There we go. That's actually my YouTube, my Starlings, and I have a lot of stuff on there. I've got reactions on there. I also have some original stuff that I've been working on there. And I have a lot of streams on there. A lot of VODs. So, and I'm also going for 1,000, my Starlings. I'm going for my 1,000 subscribers right now. I have 913 as of this video. Like, as for this stream. But, my Starlings, if you want to join me, you know, you totally can. You know, because it'd really help me out. See, I'm all embarrassed. I'm actually not really good at, how do you say, promoting myself. My mother usually does that for me because I'm like, and then I'm like, no. My mother's like, oh yes, you should totally check out her stuff to all her friends, and I can just sit there like this because I'm actually an introvert in real life. I'm like, Mom, please no. I'm just saying, I'm just kind of, you know, kind of a muffin. Oh, speaking of muffins, hi Muffin-san! So good to see you, my Starling. How have you been doing? Ah, headpads. Arigatou gozaimasu. Ah. Arigatou gozaimasu for the headpads. But how are you doing, Muffin-san? Oh, I can't believe that I missed you for a second. I'm like, wait a second. I see Muffin-san! Biblically accurate Yukano. I love that Flyboy-san. Hope I can learn Japanese one of these days. I'm trying so hard, Dylan-san, to learn Japanese. It haunts my nightmares that my pronunciation is so bad. What have I been working on, though? Let me see. Let me see if I can do anything. Every time I try to show somebody, like, my Japanese skills, though, like, I follow my face because I get nervous. Then the words go out of my head. Let me try it today. Let's see. I'm gonna try a sentence. My father and mother... wait. I play tennis with my father and mother next week. I'm going to play tennis with my father and mother next week. Let me try it. Whew. Here we go. 来週父と母はテニスをします. I did it! I think I did it! I think I heckin' did it! Oh my god, I think I did it! Let me try it again, but with a smoother voice. 来週父と母は I'm still working my Japanese, like, smoothness. 父と母はテニスをします. Because I'm trying to cultivate a specific kind of accent for my Japanese, my Starlings. And it keeps coming out like I'm a monster. I'm like, 来週父と母はテニスをします. You watch too much anime for it to come out like that. I'm okay. What about you? I'm glad you're doing okay, Muffin-san. I'm doing well, but as you can see, I'm way off my schedule. I'm actually, the light is right there coming through my window like some kind of monster in and of itself. I'm used to the dark, my Starlings. I'm a night owl. So I feel a little off my game, but, you know, if you can tolerate my awkwardness, my Starlings, that's greatly appreciated. My supervisor and his boss are both interested in my voice acting. So does Flyboy-san. Well, it's good that you're, like, getting into voice acting. I do think there's a lot of merit in someone who can control their voice. I tried voice acting at a convention and it did not go well. I embarrassed myself in front of 50 people. I'm like, ah! And I froze up too. So how come I'm so good at like streaming and I do well with like storytelling on stage, but as soon as they ask me to change my voice, I can't do it. It's just not my skill set, I suppose. Except for my different accents. But I am doing well, Muffin-san, but like I said, it's light outside and the light is scaring me. If I was Catholic, I'd do the thing, but I'm like, not the light. I'm currently refining my German. Dylan-san, how far are you with your German? Oh, Raichu, Dirio Agua, Tennessee, Shushima. That's what I got. I have no idea what you said, but it sounded interesting. Oh my gosh. Oh, Rogue-san, how are you doing, my Starling? I hope you're doing well. We're just doing a bit of writing, and I'm also doing a bit of Japanese. I still can't believe I said that. I'm sure I said that correctly. But my accent and my print, my placement is still really bad. I'm working on it. Let's see. Where was I? Dark water surged over the sides as Chibi shot out of the water, gasping frantically for air. Every panic scenario racing through the prince's mind suddenly came to a screeching halt. The luxurious lather worked its magic, melting away the inky suds to reveal cascades of... You know, in that case, since I changed the beginning, I should change this. Revealing. The luxurious lather worked its magic, melting away the inky suds. No, then now I gotta change that one. The luxurious lather worked its magic. Causing the inky suds to melt away. No. Perhaps I should have left it as is. The luxurious lather worked its magic, melting away the inky suds to reveal. No, that's not it. That's not it. I saw something. Hold on. Let me concentrate. The luxurious lather worked its magic, melting away the inky suds. Freeing cascades of... It's freeing something. Freeing cascades of carnation pink. But then again, I can't say melting and freeing in the same sentence. We can see the master at work. Muffin-san, you flatter me. I mostly do accents, but I adjust my voice a little bit. So desu ka? That's what I understood from what you were saying in Japanese. Oh no, that's what it sounded like. I assure you what I said. Okay, what I was trying to say was I'm going to play tennis with my father and mother next week. Let me try it again. You know, that if it sounded like that, that's how bad my accent is. Raishu. Hold on. Let me adjust my voice for this, my accent. I'm still working on my accent, though. Raishu. Chichi to haha wa tennis o shimasu. I want to sound like a freaking anime character, but you know, the appealing kind when I do it. You could use dissolved instead of melting. Dissolved. The luxurious lather worked its magic, dissolving the inky suds. Little too wordy. Good suggestion, though. If I adjusted a few other things, I could use it. Seriously, it's all a puzzle. The luxurious lather worked miracles. The luxurious lather worked its magic. Worked magic. Maybe it's not its magic. But then again, I want to give it credit. It's magic. But then again, my starlings, maybe it sounds too southern that way. Oh, the luxurious lather worked its magic. My stars. That sounds awful now. Definitely is a puzzle, my starling. Oh, there I go. Country accenting again. Back to my usual state of affairs. It is a puzzle, though. The luxurious lather. You know what? Maybe I don't need worked its magic at all. The luxurious lather melted away the inky suds, freeing cascades of carnation pink. The pink cascades of carnation. Ah! I'm like freeing pink cascades of carnation. I'm like, that doesn't work. Brain, quit switching things around. You're confusing me. You know, they say to confuse your enemies, you must first confuse yourself. And it's working. Hiya. The luxurious lather melted away. The inky suds. Leaving behind. Leaving. Maybe not freeing. But then again, I like that word. Must I abandon that word? Magical pause, son! You were onto it before I was. Yeah, like, wow, you're 2 seconds ahead of me. Exactly, it's not needed. That's also another thing with writing, my starlings. You literally have to decide what to keep and what to leave. You know, Hemingway said it best. He said, kill your darlings. You literally have to know what to leave on the cutting room floor. You know, when I wrote my first book, my starlings, I left so much. There was paper balls everywhere, all around my office. And I didn't throw them out in time so you could actually see a ton, like, of my work, like, all just piled up. It was awful. How much I had to leave to make everything fit. But you know what? The book was better for it. Oh, my starlings, it seems that we are up for an ad break in 20 seconds now, so I'll see you after the ad break, my starlings. Oh, Pause-san! Magical Pause-san, thank you so much for following me. Arigatou gozaimasu. I really appreciate it. Thank you. We're on to something here, though. I love revealing. Yeah, it does reveal, doesn't it? Well, the luxurious lather melted away the inky suds, revealing. But then again, now I gotta keep worked its magic because it's a magic trick to reveal something. Maybe not worked magic. Magically. We can do a little alliteration. The luxurious lather magically. No, like magic. Like magic. Like magic. Now, you're not supposed to use like in the front of sentences. I was taught that in college. But you know what? It's my book, so I can do what I want. Take that, Miss Preston. You should not put like in the front of sentences. I can do what I want. I'm a big girl. Oh, magical son, are you in my head? Are you in my head? How did you do that? You literally interpreted what I was going to say before I said it. Oh my gosh, magical pause, son. I don't know how you did that, but you did it. You know what? They never told me why. They never tell me why you're not supposed to put like in front. Oh, and by the way, my creative writing teacher, we actually had a little bit of a discussion. Did you know that the one word she forbade in her classroom, like forbade, you weren't allowed to use this at all, was the word, like, hold on. What was the word? That. You weren't supposed to use that. Like, let's see. And the word like, she had so many rules about words you weren't supposed to use. Let's see. But the word that, I told her, was being demonized. It was being accused of a crime that it had not committed. I actually single-handedly managed to make her take her restrictions off of this word. The word that. Because I told her, I said, that has been, the meaning of it has been lost. And she's like, what do you mean? And she's like, you're not supposed to use, use the word that in this case or that in that case. And she's like, it's it's used too much. I said, it may be used too much. And I said, but we've lost the original meaning. I said, when we came from Britain to here, we lost the original meaning of the word that. And so I explained to her an elaborate, oh my goodness. I had a whole essay I'd prepared. I pulled up the papers and I said, this is how you use it. And I showed the original meaning of dictionaries, the British dictionaries, and how it differed from the Oxford dictionaries of the States. And I said, we use it wrongly. It's wrongly accused of a crime it did not commit. And I single-handedly got her to take the restrictions of the word that. My starlings. Certain words, the meanings of them have been lost. In America, when we went from Britain to America, when the English was brought here, it was used differently. We need to learn to use words the way they were supposed to be used, my starlings. And that and have been demonized beyond all recognition. And I won't stand for it. I'll be their lawyer. I will defend them. Because, exactly, the word because, the meaning was lost for that one too. It's just being used wrongly. Oh, Yu-chan, I got an ad right after you were answering my question. Oh, you did? Oh no, I did a whole thing about how, the word was, misused. And how it came from Britain and then it came here and how the word, completely lost its meaning. It was demonized because we are using it wrong. At the front of a sentence, yeah, you're not supposed to say because, or or that. But it's used wrong. If we look up the original British way of using it, we'll see that it's been demonized for the wrong reasons. I'll defend those words. Especially when used in sentences. Oh, she hated how was used. She's like, you can't say like this and like that. And she's like, it's so boring when you do that. And I'm like, but was misused as well. My starlings, you should totally look up the British way of using words, their old way of using them. It made sense. I don't use the word, I just scream and come up with as words. Joke is ruined. Wait. I just scream and it come up as word. Joke is ruined. Autocorrect. Am I right or am I right? Alright, let's see. Like magic. I don't care. I don't care what she said. I'm gonna use it like this. Like magic. Oh, you see another word just came up. A word that I needed. Lather was not the right word. Elixir. You butchered that spelling. But then again, my hands were off their mark. Luxurious. Luminous. For heaven's sake. Let's try that again. Will you get your fingers on the right keys? You're shaming your writer. I'll tell you what, my starlings. It's a real pity. I did not, I was not taught well in school. I went to a Christian school, a private Christian school, but the thing is that they were more interested in teaching religion than the actual stuff, that I needed. Religion's okay, but the thing is I'm there to learn reading and writing and spelling and all of this stuff. I actually had to go home and re-educate myself every single time, every single day. I used all of my time after school and after class to teach myself the things I needed to know, but spelling still eludes me. Thank God for autocorrect. Like magic, the luxurious elixir melted away the inky suds to reveal cascades of carnation pink. I think we've got it. I think we have it. By Jones, I think we have it. Okay, we're going to read the entire paragraph again because one sentence can't stand alone. It depends on the entire paragraph to hold it up. Dark water surged over the sides as Chibi shot out of the water, gasping frantically for air. Every panicked scenario racing through the prince's mind suddenly came to a screeching halt. Like magic, the luxurious elixir melted away the inky suds to reveal cascades of carnation pink. It's too wordy. It's too wordy. I'm purple prosing it. Like magic, the luxurious elixir. Elixir's too much. I like it, but it's too much. Melted away the inky suds. Inky suds has to stay, though. It denotes that the water is miscolored now because how much dirt was in it. The something. It's a mystery we're trying to solve. The elixir. That's true. We already know it's luxurious. It's the prince's personal bath. Ah! Hey! There we go. Like magic, the elixir melted away. Melted away inky suds. The inky suds. Ah! We're not there yet. Yeah. I find it odd that when it comes to writing, there even is restrictions. I know, Muffin-san, right? But then again, in college, they're very strict about some things. They were trying to uphold a certain, they would call it standard. I was taught on the owl system, which is ironic since I'm a night owl. But the thing is, though, is that I feel that writing shouldn't have restrictions, but they're trying to maintain some sense of order, I suppose. Oh, I had to do Institute of Excellence in Writing for my English and Creative Writing classes. Flyboy-san, did they have any specific rules for you? Rules that you thought were ridiculous? We're getting closer. We are a magical pause, son. We are getting closer. It's kind of like a hunt, isn't it? Like a quest. Kind of exciting. Dark water surged over the sides as Chibi... I recognize the flaw of the bath. Of the tub. Because we didn't denote that. We literally did not put that in there before. I mean, it's assumed she's in a tub, but we didn't mention it in this chapter, and that's a problem. Dark water surged over the sides of the tub as Chibi shot out of the water, gasping frantically for air. Perfect. Every panic scenario racing through the prince's thoughts. The prince's mind suddenly came to a screeching halt. Like magic. The problem may not even be this sentence specifically, my Starlings. It could be this sentence. Writing is like health. Every good habit builds upon the other. Every panic scenario in his mind. Every panic scenario in his mind suddenly came to a screeching halt. Yeah, we needed it to be snappier, faster. That's perfect. Like magic, the elixir melted away the inky suds to reveal cascades of carnation pink. We've got it! We've got it! It's here! Yee! I think we got it! One more time because it's satisfying as all heck. Dark water surged over the sides of the tub as Chibi shot out of the water, gasping frantically for air. Every panic scenario in his mind suddenly came to a screeching halt. Like magic, the elixir melted away the inky suds to reveal cascades of carnation pink. Beautiful. Gorgeous. I love it. Yay, we got it! We got it! Let me read it in my mind now. I do both, my Starlings, to make sure it flows in both methods. Because the thing is, some people read their minds, and some people read it aloud. Beautiful. It's even more pleasant and on the brain, my Starlings. I love it. We did it. We did it, fam. Yay! Could have done it without you, my Starlings. Thank you so much. Alright. See, we didn't need the word float after all. I love it though. Huh. Okay. So we have his reaction, which was pink in the last chapter. He's not done yet though, is he? He's still thinking. I think I should include what I put in the last chapter. Pink. Then again. ... Pink. Now that's become a more acceptable practice in recent years, my Starlings. Literally putting ... in front of a word to denote a moment of silence. That used to be against the rules. It's not against the rules anymore. Light novels have actually popularized this, and comics as well. And I'm writing a light novel, not a proper novel, so, you know, Miss Preston can eat my oatmeal. Sorry, Miss Preston. Love you. Let's see. List of banned words. Don't remember all of them, though. Oh, no! Banned words? I mean, these were restricted. Like and that. But at least no words were banned. I couldn't cope. Oh, God. That's my nightmare scenario. Words being restricted? The horror. The horror. Restricted words. Restricted words. Quick, get me a straight jacket and some chocolate. Restricted words. Seriously, that's the stuff of nightmares for me. I can't do restricted words. I will have all the words. Dang it. And you can't stop me. Yes, I'm very passionate. All words. No words restricted. Words like went and interesting, but interesting is interesting. And went is went. It's important. Words. There's a place for all words. You just have to find the right place to use them. Could you take off the from Inky Suds just to keep Inky Suds, or would that sound stupid? Let's try it out. There's no harm in trying something out. Let's read it. Like magic, the elixir melted away Inky Suds. Ooh, you may have stumbled upon something interesting, Magical Paws. Like magic, the elixir melted away Inky Suds to reveal cascades of carnation pink. You've improved it, I think. Let's read it all together, though. It's got to sound good together. Dark waters surge over the sides of the tub as Chibi shot out of the water, gasping frantically for air. Every panic scenario in his mind suddenly came to a screeching halt. Like magic, the elixir melted away Inky Suds to reveal cascade. I bit my tongue. Did you hear that? There's a click and everything. That hurt. That may be a problem. Does that happen to everyone else? Like magic, the elixir melted away Inky Suds to reveal cascades of carnation pink. The buffer's gone, though. Let me read it isolated in both ways. Like magic, the elixir melted away the Inky Suds to reveal cascades of carnation pink. Like magic, the elixir melted away Inky Suds to reveal cascades. Then cascades gets tripped up. Hold it. This could be the problem. Like magic, the elixir melted away Inky Suds to reveal cascades of carnation pink. That could be the problem, the separation. Let me read it slower. Like magic, the elixir melted away Inky Suds to reveal cascades of carnation. We may need the buffer, my Starlings. Let me read it in my brain. See, in my brain it sounds great. But when you try to read it aloud, it sounds a little harsh, doesn't it? No, Magical Sun, I love your suggestions. They definitely help with things. It helps to have other brains on this. Or, hold on, my Starlings. We are having snack time. I have chocolate with me from a brand called No Way. It is a gluten-free, dairy-free snack, and it is definitely not sponsored. Hashtag would love a sponsor. Hashtag sponsor me, No Way. I'm your biggest fan. Alright. Let's have some chocolate. This could be a low sugar problem. There we go. That was delicious. And have a sip of tea. Let that digest for a spell. And I will come back to that. Let's see, is that a full paragraph though? 1, 2, 3 sentences. Oh well. I know you're supposed to have at the minimum 4. But I kind of don't use that rule in writing. I like to keep each thought together, my Starlings. I really do. I've even had a paragraph that consisted of only 2 sentences one time because I felt that if I didn't stop it there, because speech came after, if it didn't stop it there, it would have messed up the entire thing, and I don't like to fluff my sentences, like my paragraphs. I don't like to fluff them. Alright, let's have some time to digest. Let me see. To hit the acid. My stomach. Dark water surged over the sides of the tub as Chibi shot out of the water, gasping for air. Every panic scenario in his mind suddenly came to a screeching halt. Like magic, the elixir melted away inky suds to reveal cascades of carnation pink. Ah, it was low sugar. We got it. Perfect. I love it. And then he says, pink? A mousy... Let's see, how does she sound in this scenario? She'd be like... A mousy... No, it's not mousy. A squeaky. No. A... How does that sound? That's what she sounds like. She's not happy about this situation, okay? It's not even that she's kind of embarrassed, but not quite. She just feels very... I mean, I'd be embarrassed. Oh my gosh, this whole situation is just a mess. She's distressed, okay? A distressed... Whine. It's whining. A distressed, high-pitched whine. A distressed whimper. Nah, it's long. Hold on, I gotta put myself in her place. That's the sound. Abortive. An abortive whine. Nah. Definitely whining. Yeah, whining. It's definitely whining. She's whining. A distressed whine. A distressed is too... a long whine. But then again, there's priority on putting it high-pitched. Self-conscious. Well, the problem is the prince... I would put that word, because that's a good word for that, but she's... The prince has not quite humanized her in his mind yet. I know that sounds horrible, but you have to understand, Chibi is actually... She's a street urchin. She's being used as a means to an end of sorts by the prince at this point. the fact that, like, for example, he has the maid put her hands over his eyes to preserve his reputation as he goes into the bathroom to chew out all his maids and her. For making such a mess of things. The water is like running like out of the tub and it's flowing under the door. It's ruined his expensive boots. They're making a mess. They're not making any progress in there. And like there's just a bunch of noise and it's just too much. So he goes in there with her hands over his eyes to give everybody a what for and a dressing down. And what does she do? She lets go of his eyes to stop like kind of from drowning Chibi. And the thing of it is that now his reputation's kind of like in the toilet. If anybody in this room like lets the cat out of the bag about what happened in here, you know, so he's like, you know, he's beside himself. And now like he's like the inky blackness of her hair like has faded away to reveal this beautiful carnation pink. And just he's a bystander in all of this, and she's not personified as a human yet, as a person. He's a royal. She's a street urchin. He's using her. That's kind of what's going on. He hasn't thought of her as a person yet. So I can't say self-conscious because that kind of implies that she's a person. He can't think of her as a person yet. A high-pitched whine captured his attention. Drawing his eyes down to a teary set of envy green eyes. Nah, no. Used a dash and a dash. That's not quite right. A high-pitched whine captured his attention, drawing his eyes down to a teary set of eyes. Of green eyes. No, of eyes. We already know that her eyes are green. The pink hair was a reveal, my starlings. A high-pitched whine captured his attention, drawing his eyes down to a teary... No, his eyes cannot meet eyes. Drawing his gaze down to a teary set of eyes. I'm trying to imagine how this works. Oh my gosh. Like literally she's like and he looks down at her eyes and all of a sudden oh my gosh, this is gonna be so bad. Oh my gosh, I just saw what happens next. Oh no. Drawing his gaze down to a teary set of eyes. Oh my god, and then all of a sudden he glances, like one quick glance further, realizes what situation he's in. She starts screaming. He starts screaming. The whole castle's like, what the heck is happening? Oh, no. Prince! There's bubbles, yes, but how many bubbles are left? I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that he will never recover from this. He can't beat the allegations. Oh, my gosh. She will never recover from this. No one will ever recover from this. Oh, no. It just gets worse in my mind. Oh, no. This is why they don't give me the technology to project what I see in my mind on canvases anywhere or television sets. No! It's worse. It's bad enough in writing. Plot twist. Pink is actually Joji reverting to filthy rank. Nah, Nani. Oh my gosh. This is bad. A high-pitched whine captured his attention, drawing his gaze down to a teary set of eyes. He doesn't mean to do it either. How do I, hold on. I gotta think of how to do this, my starlings. You have to understand, this is gonna be in the young adult section, okay? My god! Oh my gosh. Like literally, and you have to understand, the prince is not a lustful guy, okay? He doesn't, he's not the type, he's not a pervert, and he's not the type to do anything like this. This is destroying him too. He's destroying his innocence. Poor Prince Sama. A high-pitched whine captured his attention, drawing his eyes down. Drawing his gaze down to a teary set of eyes. one click, one flick, one... It's like, it's really good. It's like, ah! Like, ah! One quick flick of his eyes further down. Brought the weight of his situation down on him. Like something falling on him, something waiting on him, something crushing on him. A high-pitched whine captured his attention, drawing his gaze down to a teary set of eyes. One quick flick of his gaze, of his eyes. No, I don't like this at all. It just doesn't fit. Crushing realization. Yeah, because he's got to come back. He's got to come back to the present and realize, like, I mean, her hair kind of just shocked him. Okay, imagine you meet somebody, you assume their hair is black, and then suddenly it's pink. It's shocking. Pink hair? That's pretty rare anyways. Even in this universe, it's in a fantasy universe, my Starlings. You know, it's very kind of, it's not exactly medieval, it's definitely fantasy universe. Like, it's definitely anime flavored. But the thing is, though, pink hair is just not something you run into every day there. There's a lot of characters who have, like, let's see, blonde hair, black hair, brown hair. You know, just a typical fair. But pink, that's pretty doggone rare. It's not unheard of in this universe, but it's just rare. Let's see. A high-pitched whine captured his attention, drawing his gaze down to a teary set of eyes. Let's see. Eyes that look down further. One more glance down. Huh. Crushing realization. Another word for eyes. I have heard them called orbs. I hate that in writing. They're round orbs. I'm like, well, don't, duh. The orbs are round. You don't have to call them round orbs. It drives me nuts when I see that. His line of sight. Ooh, traveled further down. But then again, when you see someone's line of sight, that's usually from someone else's perspective. Looking for first person. Like a flick. I hate the orbs. I hate a magic sun. Magical sun, it's horrible. I hate when... But then again, in English, we have so few words to describe eyes. We call them as eyes. We call the act of, you know, eyes working as sight or gaze. Sight. Gaze. Windows to the soul. Afflict. Adrift. Traveled. His sight traveled. Ooh. Sight. We should definitely capitalize on the word sight. His sight something. It is a magical sun. It's really difficult. But if we can master this, we'll feel like masters. A high-pitched whine captured his attention, drawing his gaze down to his sight falling further. His sight falling further. Yes, his sight falling further. Yes. Yes. Because his sight is going down. First his gaze was drawn down, and now his sight falling further. And you know what? His morale will be falling further too, so that works. His mood is going to go down too. His sight falling further. Sight falling further. Brought The crushing realization. Yes, we're getting it. Realization of the weight of his situation down on his head. Firmly down his head. Soundly. Soundly. Oh my gosh, now we're getting into medieval writing. Soundly. That is a very archaic word. Should I be using it in a light novel? Would anybody care? My Starlings. I've read British books, really old British books, from the time that I was a child. I would acquire them at thrift shops. I'd go with my grandmama, you know, and my mother to thrift stores and like, you know, like any other kid would be bringing up toys to buy, and I was bringing up like piles and piles of really old books for like $1. I couldn't believe that such valuable books, I mean, they had fraying at the edges and some of their spines were broken, but they were really old books, and I always thought they were so cool. And I'm like, just $1? You know, like, mommy, look what I got. You know, and they're like, and they're flipping through the books. They're like, wow, they're like, this is too hard for you to read, sweetheart. And I'm like, I'll read it when I'm older. Nope, I was a really good reader when I was a child. I could read really advanced stuff. Like, I was reading adult books well, not adult books, you know what I mean, but adult reading material when I was a child. Like, I could understand really complex topics and concepts, and I could read really large words. But math, don't ask me to math. As a child, you know, as I am today, like, and as a child, I could not do math unless you put $signs in front of it. Then I learned math. I could learn to count if you taught me in quarters. Let's see. A high-pitched whine captured his attention, drawing his gaze down to a teary set of eyes. His sight falling further brought on. Brought on. No. Brought the crushing realization. This isn't quite it. His sight falling further. Brought the crushing realization of the weight of his situation soundly down his head too much. His sight falling further down? I don't think I need to specify that. His sight falling further. Almost there. Just gotta figure out the order. His sight falling further brought the crushing realization. Brought the weight. The crushing weight. You don't need a realization when you have crushing weight. Crushing weight. His sight falling further brought the crushing weight of his situation down on his head. Not quite there yet. His sight falling further brought the crushing realization. Maybe I don't need weight. Crushing is enough weight. It's already there. His sight falling further brought the crushing realization of his situation down on his head too much. Situation's not a good word. It's too much. It's gotta be something snappier. His sight falling further brought the crushing realization of his something down on his head. Of his sins? Of his sins down on his head. Falling morale, falling honor. Reputation. But that's not it. No, not quite. I think you're onto something, but it's not quite there. His sight falling further brought the crushing realization. Maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way. It's definitely a weight. It's got to hit him hard. Smack. His sight falling further brought the crushing realization of his something down on his head. Mistake. Folly. Sins. Mistake. His sight falling further brought the crushing realization of his mistake down on his head. No. The crushing weight of his mistake. That's still, you don't need that. But then again, maybe it's not falling further. Maybe it's something in the earlier sentences that is messing this up. A high-pitched whine captured his attention, drawing his gaze down to a teary set of eyes. Now, that's a good sentence. I'd hate to throw it out. It's this sentence then. Ah, a buffer is needed. His sight falling a bit further, because it's not much, it's just enough. His sight falling a bit further. Not a bit though. A touch. His sight falling a touch further. It's just a touch. Drifting maybe. His sight drifting a touch further. No. Falling. It's got to be a falling because his honor is going with it. His sight falling a touch further brought the crushing snapped. He had snapped his gaze too. His sight falling a touch further snapped him back. Jolted him back. But then again, then we don't get the crushing. He must be crushed. His sight falling a touch further. Not a touch either. That's very colloquial. I don't want colloquial. Further. His sight falling further. It has to be that way. The alliteration works. It just works that way. Buffer words be darned. Jolted him back into his crushing reality. Magical Son, do you write professionally? You should. His sight falling further. Jolted him back into his crushing reality. You totally should be one, Magical Son. You're really good at this. Oh, you spent many years writing. Oh my goodness. You know what? Oh, let me get this robe up. It's getting a little cold. Yeah, many years writing. Oh my gosh, you totally should try writing professionally then. It doesn't matter how young you are. Young people write books, old people write books. And you've got a good sense for where things should go. You're good at puzzles. His sight falling further jolted him back into his crushing reality. No, not quite. It's almost there, though. We've almost got it. We got it about 80% of the way, I think. His sight falling further. Oh no. Brain, you're a horrible place to be sometimes. His sight falling further. And the scream that resulted from such a heinous action jolted him back into his crushing reality. She screams. Okay, okay, he didn't mean to do that. She screamed anyways. I'd scream too, okay? So literally, he's like, he sees her hair and he's like, pink? And then all of a sudden, she's like, he looks down at her eyes and it's all tearing up and just literally, like, he's not even thinking at this moment, like, why teary-eyed? Why cry? Look down. Oh, shoot. And she's like, and then he's like, looks at her screaming and it's like, ah! Literally, they both are like, ah! They're both horrified at this scenario, okay? He's horrified. She's horrified. We're all horrified. Oh, no. Ugh. True, and now I also tutor dyslexic children and teach them how to read and spell more effectively, so I have some practice. Oh my gosh, Magical Sun, that would make you good at putting things in the right place. Yeah, because, oh my gosh, I've known some people who have dyslexia, and they say everything's just in the wrong place. It's all kind of backwards. We could maybe illustrate his embarrassment here. Yes, that's exactly what we did. We're about to. Oh my gosh, this is bad. My brain is a bad place to be right now. Oh no. Oh dear, it just gets worse. A high-pitched whine captured his attention, drawing his gaze down to a teary set of eyes. His sight falling further, and the scream that resulted from such a heinous action jolted him back into his crushing reality. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my gosh. One good scream deserved another. Oh. As the prince, who was equally horrified. Come on, you can't spell because you're. This is so amusing, but this is awful. Oh, my brain can be awful sometimes too, so I'm not perfect. Magical Sun, this is terrible. If I could just project everything I'm seeing in my head and the way it looks, like, onto here, I would. I wish I could. I wish... Oh my gosh, I hope this gets an anime. Okay, one good scream deserved another, as the prince, who was equally horrified, joined in on the cacophony of noise. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's just getting worse. Let's read this whole paragraph. You have to understand something about the prince, though, okay? The prince is... he's a bookworm, okay? He's really intelligent. He studied strategy and all of this. He's very proper in his own way. He's kind of mysterious to everybody who doesn't know him personally. But the thing is that, like, the poor prince... Oh my gosh, he's... Chibi is a wise kind of figure who seems naive to people who don't know her very well. The prince is a very... How do you say... He seems very wise to everybody who doesn't know him well, but then he comes off as naive. So they have the opposite of each of their traits. So the way they look is not the way they seem. You know, the way they are is not the way they seem. So Chibi, she comes up with some real nuggets of wisdom here and there, and people are like, well, you know, like, I thought you were stupid. You know, and she's like, well, I guess I am in some things. And she's like, but you know, when you lived on the streets as long as I have, you come to know a few things. And as for the prince, who hasn't lived out there in the real world, he lived in his little castle most of his life. He literally, like, he's like, fascinating. He's like, I will take it into consideration. And then next thing you know, he turns around and walks, like, straight into a wall because, like, he's not paying attention to his surroundings. Bless the prince. Him looking down like that, he doesn't do it because he's perverted. He does it because he's literally, like, yeah, he's a little bit of a dumbass. God bless the prince. Oh, my God. You know, they say God save the queen? No, God save the prince, because at this point he needs something. A high-pitched whine captured his attention, drawing his gaze down to a teary set of eyes. His gaze falling further, and the scream that resulted from such a heinous action jolted him back into his crushing reality. One good scream deserved another, as the prince, who was equally horrified, joined in on the cacophony of noise. I'm delighted. I love this. I hope this sounds good to everybody else. I love this. Oh. Oh my gosh. That shriek, that conjoined shriek, let's see, that conjoined shriek had the prince's mentor. Let's see. Busting down the door. No. Kicking the door off of its hinges. Sword drawn. Ready and willing to dispatch any threat. Oh, reload any threat. But try as he might, he had no answers for. Oh no, it just keeps getting worse. So now you have the maids in the room, and the prince, and the new knight who's just got bubbles. God help her. Hope there's more bubbles there. And then you have the prince's mentor, Riem, who's now in the same heckin' room, and he's looking on like, oh my god, what have I stumbled into? What the heck is going on here? But literally, a sword's not gonna help this. A sword's not gonna help any of this, okay? There's nothing that's gonna help any of this. It's just getting worse. Oh, hi Gorson, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing fabulously, my starling. That conjoined shriek had the prince's mentor kicking the door off its hinges. Let's see, of it slowing things down. The door off its hinges, sword drawn, ready and willing to dispatch any threat. To the, let's see, to the prince's life. Any threat to his prince. I don't think I need to make that point. Dispatch any threat. But try as he might, he had no answers for something. No answers for... You know what? I do think that that's about it, my starlings. Been going for 2.5 hours now. Let me just save this. There we go. Anyways, my starlings, thank you so much for keeping me company during this writing stream. Arigatou gozaimasu. I hope you all had a wonderful time. And thank you so much for everyone who helped me come up with the ideas. And particularly to put everything in the right order. Anyways, like I was saying before though, I do have a YouTube, my starlings. I'd be ever so grateful if you would subscribe, maybe watch some of my old stuff, because we are going for 1,000 subscribers and we're trying to get monetization on there. So everybody who is subscribed, arigatou gozaimasu, and everybody who will subscribe, thank you so much. And also, let's see, we do have a Discord. Come one, come all, if you'd like to join our community. Let's see. And we also have a Patreon. So I do post like my future videos on there a little bit early, and I'm also working on some exclusives. So if you'd like to be on there, and also like join some polls on there as well. One of my outfits was actually chosen by a poll. So I'm just saying, my starlings, if you'd like to do that, you can. And last but not least, let's see, do I still have that on here? Yes, I do have a TikTok. We're also going for 1,000 on there so I can stream on there. Anyway, so my starlings, that's about all I've got. And I just wanted to say, never, ever, ever forget, my starlings. I love you, and I'll see you later. Bye. And as for my Twitch people, let's go raiding. Time to raid. Who was on today? Anybody I know? Oh, Jenny Beans is on. Yay! Jenny Beans specializes in retro. Very interesting stuff. All right. Anyway, so my starlings, thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you next time. I love you. And also say hello to Jenny for me, won't you? And here we go. Bye.